Well, happy 4th of July. We're having our normal scheduled meeting. Seems like no matter what, except I'm going to be away at the Nats Monday and the next Friday. So I'm not sure if I can get somebody to take the meeting over. It'll go on as scheduled. And I've been pretty good at getting things handled. If you'd like to join this meeting, the link is at the bench on stunthangar.com, and it'll give you a passcode and all that other good stuff you can get in. And I have no idea what we're going to talk about tonight or what we're even going to do. I'm going to paint this propeller. This is going to go on Simply Blues. This is number 3. And they're going crazy. They're lighting atomic bombs off out there. So let me look at the chat and see if anybody's chatted anything. Let's see, we got to go here. No. Oh, yeah. Hey, Roy. Happy 4th to you, too. We got 10 watchers, but nobody in here yet. Hopefully they come along quickly because it's really boring to talk to myself and talk about nothing. Robert Wiley says, good evening. You do great. Okay, well, thank you. I got all my propellers in the car that I'm going to take with me and some wood I'm going to give Dan. Oh, I see. You do a great job. Well, thank you. And I'm ready to go. I'll be out of here. Shit. If I go to bed at 9 o'clock, nothing wakes me up. I'll get up at 2. I'll be on the road by 3 and be at his house by 6. But more realistically, probably 8 or 9. Now, I'll be doing a few shorts, and Danny's going to take my phone and do some videoing for me, but I'll be judging, so I'm not going to be filming like I normally do. I don't feel that would be fair. I'm there to look at the maneuvers, not to, hey Gary, not to critique. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, what do you think about running the meeting on Friday or Monday and Friday?
Well, can you get on? You think you could get on from there, and then I could just be there to
Yeah, yeah,
take
I'll
it
be,
on?
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
but I won't be able to stay at all. There's no
yeah.
way.
But you could get me on probably.
Yeah, I'll be dead tired.
Yeah, I figured.
The sun is going to beat me
That's
to death.
heat, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, post it for a little bit there, and someone comes on, they do, they don't, yeah, I guess.
yeah, same thing I do here. If nobody comes on, I ain't gonna hang on here. I got most of my stuff ready today, taken care of. This is the last piece and I really don't need it, but I'll get it done during this broadcast. I'll put some dark tips on it and call it a day.
Or what planes you taking? You gonna take anything?
Yeah,
Blue?
Simply Blues and fly it and 30.
Okay.
Be my fifth flight of the year. I'll be ready to go.
You ought to be ready. Yeah.
I will be ready to go. I didn't do too bad at Brodex. I think I got 10th place out of 25 guys, and I only had
Yeah.
4 flights. So
Yeah.
that's the problem with living here. It's the field is so far, and it's either too hot, too windy, or raining. It's never it's never right.
And it's from your house there to your field.
How far is it? Half an hour.
Half hour. Okay. Well, that's about what mine is too. Yeah.
I mean, that isn't so much the problem. The problem is crappy weather. We have the
Yeah.
worst. Windy, rainy, hot. It's pretty nice. It was pretty nice today. I think it was only 98, but the humidity was down. Let's see what. No, the humidity's up. It looks like it's 85%, but that's not as bad as it could be. It could be 100%.
Oh,
But it felt pretty good. It should be a pretty nice night. I figured I'd end this stream at 9 o'clock, hand it off or end it, whatever, and watch a few fireworks out the front door and then go to bed.
yeah. We got a campground that's down off my hill, a little piece along the river. They usually put on a big show, but of course I got so many trees, but got a
Well,
lot
our
of booze.
neighbors put on a good show. Every year they shoot mortars right here on the street,
Oh,
big ones.
yeah.
It's amazing, these guys. I mean, them things cost a lot of money. Throw up all that money.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about multi-engines. I got 3 Super Tiger 60 sitting over there. I could make an airplane. That'd be let's see, a 120? No, a 180. Build me a big old turd.
Yeah.
I sprayed my first
Mm.
coat of white. Well, it's not white, of the white clear on my Tempest. I'll spray some more when I get back. Gotta sand it. I sure wish I could use this primer.
Primer is just too heavy, huh?
It's extremely heavy.
Yeah.
DC 540 was not so bad. This other stuff, not so much. It's not good. So you got to do it with clear dope. I'll put it on and sand it off till it's flat. Come on, guys, get in here.
Then do your fuselage, right?
I haven't done the fuselage yet.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Got to do that. Yeah.
I got to do my perky yet. I got the molds, but I haven't got to it. I just kind of lost,
Yeah.
drive,
Yeah.
coasting. Kevin Howling says, "Hey, Sparky." Robert Wiley says, "Good evening, all." Oh, I do a great job. I already read that. Well, thanks. Oh man,
course, Steve's already there, isn't he?
No,
No.
he won't leave till in the morning.
Oh,
Closest one there is Dan that I know, but he lives there. He lives in Indianapolis. He's about an hour out from Muncie, hour and 15 minutes. Come on, guys, get in here. We don't have nothing to talk about.
yes. See if there's someone else coming in there.
Is there somebody coming in?
I don't know. So, but
Don't look
come
like
on, come on in.
it. Yeah. You got the link from at the bench, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I should be able to get on from the motel.
Yeah. That's why I thought if you could get on, well, then turn it over to me or something. That way you could stay on a while and then leave whenever you want to, I guess.
Yeah, this is,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how I can explain this. For you and everybody else who watches this program, it's not a big deal. You can come on if you want. You can stay for 15 minutes if you want. But for me, it's I gotta be on at 7 o'clock and I gotta stay 2 hours. It's tough to do
I know. Yeah.
twice a week. The regular job for free. Because I know that if I'm not there, there'll be people calling me on the phone and whining. Well, I love the guys that say, well, why don't you move the camera here? Why don't you move the camera there? How come you're not filming that? Hey, how come your ass ain't here doing it yourself? It's just what my dad would say. I can only do what I can do. Man, it's not complete, but there's a centering guide here, and I guess it's a square here. I'm going to check it right now. But I got this Midatoyo square for $3 at the thrift store. $3. You know how much this cost?
Yeah.
250.
Oh, wow.
This
Yeah.
model.
You can find stuff sometimes, just
Well, they had it in a jewelry box, and they wanted $3 for the jewelry box. And I opened it up while I was there at the counter. I said, realize what's in here?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, it's this." I said, "Is it $3?" She said, "Yep." I said, "Okay." Well, let's see here. And it's right on the money. Any angle you want. this piece here finds the center of a round thing. You know, if you want to, you just set the round thing in the V right there, draw a line
Mhm.
across, and move it 90 degrees, and draw a line. That's perfect center.
Okay.
And the Japanese do a really nice job of numbering and laser etching these scales. Really nice, crisp, clean line. I've got Meditoyo calipers and Starrett calipers, and the Meditoyos are way better than the Starretts. My micrometers are Meditoyo, and they're super accurate. $3.
Yep. Can't beat that.
Nope. Well, I wonder how many people, if anybody, going to come in.
Like Longfish mentioned 70, but he's going to be on tonight. And I said, well, I don't know for sure, but I think so. So whether he'll come in or
Everybody's doing
yeah.
family stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
4th of July. I was debating not to come on tonight, but if I didn't, there'd be whining. So I can't win. You gonna be at the Nats?
No, I don't think so.
Not gonna show up for a day even?
Well, I doubt it.
Got to get my yearly T-shirt.
Yeah. No, I hope you have good weather there.
Gonna be windy, I'll bet you. I don't think yeah, I can't remember the last Nats that was calm. I mean, it might happen, but I don't remember when it was. Yeah, yeah, that's exact. That's good. Come on, guys. Give us something to talk about. Yeah, happy 4th, Steve. Minnesota Mike. Hello. We got to get somebody coming in here, though. Everybody knows it's 7 o'clock. What spinner I got down there? Yeah. Okay, let's put the propeller on. Let's see what it looks like. I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, we got someone in here.
What am I doing?
Who's coming?
Bob Hunt.
I was coming. Where am I?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
in.
there.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey guys.
Hi.
I was supposed to Chacha, that guy from Trinidad.
Yeah,
He's supposed to show up here today.
but he's not there.
Went to the airport, nothing. This guy showed up instead.
Oh,
All right.
Sparky,
what's up, Cha-Cha?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Good.
Nice.
How you doing, Gary?
Pretty good. Just trying to stay cool.
So are you flying anything at the Nats, Cha-Cha?
I don't think so.
He's joining you as a judge.
Are you? Well, I'm gonna fly N30. But
Nice.
I'm going to fly classic.
this airplane ain't old enough to fly classic. It's only 30 years old. 31 or 2 or whatever.
I got socks older than that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad somebody came on anyway. I was debating whether
Yeah.
this was going to be a productive evening or not, being a holiday.
Well, we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to leave at about 5 in the morning to head for Muncie.
Yeah, it's about the time I'm leaving, so
How long is a ride is it for you?
well, I'm going to stop at Dan's.
Well, how long a ride is it normally if you went straight through?
About 4 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
It's 10 and a half for me or us.
I'll be at Dan's about, maybe I could make it to Dayton in 5.5 hours. So I'd say it's got to be 4 hours to Muncie is all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not so bad.
But I'll have to check. I can't remember. But it's not bad. It's not far.
We've been watching videos.
Yeah.
The VSC videos and the Man in His Museum and
Am I going to be able to put that one on the net?
what, the Man in Museum?
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
I got all those Sunflyer video magazines, on the pile of stuff that's going to go in the van in the morning. So I remembered your plans.
Yeah. Great.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna build one. Not electric, but I'll build one.
Mhm.
Put a Tiger 46 in it. That should be enough, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. What a lively group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do something exciting like watch grass grow.
Yeah. Paint dry.
Yeah.
We just lit another
Well,
atomic
your
bomb
thing
off.
has more compression than mine does.
Yeah. You go like that, it goes.
Yeah, we're just doing that with the Caprice, spinning the prop around.
I just thought it would look nice with the blue propeller on it.
Yeah, color coded.
Yes.
I didn't.
Color-coordinated.
I didn't clear it or anything, but it'll be fine. What the
I
heck?
don't think anybody really cares out there, about that.
No. Nope, not for this.
So Bob, do you take 80?
No,
Turn all the way
well,
over, or
well, I might. Normally I go 70. It's easier for me to go 70.
70?
Yeah, because if I take 80, then I got to go down through Ohio. It goes a little northwest, and then I have to go down through Ohio to Columbus, and then
Okay.
pick up 70. Might as well just take 70.
Okay.
I take 78, 22 to 78 to 81. Takes me down to Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Hop on the turnpike, go out to New Stanton, hop 170, and take it all the way out to 35 and go north to Muncie.
I think that's how.
But I might be going out 80 to go to Billy Warewich's because I got something to deliver to Billy. I got to give him a call here in a minute.
I think that's how Jerry and I came as 70 to your house.
Yeah, that's the best way. That trip down from Cleveland down to Columbus, that's a haul.
Cleveland to Columbus. Oh yeah,
79 or 75.
75. Yeah.
75, yeah.
So I'd probably go 77 to 70 and then straight across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you fly, Chacha?
What do I fly?
Yeah.
I have an SP11. I have had a Vector. It crashed. Where I fly usually, I have a few profiles with the Brother Cardinal, Twister ever so often, but that's basically it.
Did Charles ever tell you at the time that I loaned him my airplane?
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't even know if he could fly. He said, "You want to watch me fly it?" I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Here's the lines. Here's the airplane. Here's the fuel, the battery. Go have fun."
he he told me he was real grateful for that opportunity. Yeah, that was a chance.
Well, I figured, that was a 2-year-old airplane. It was been to the Nats twice already. So I was going to fly my new one, which I should have flew that one, and he flew the new one because it flew so much better than my new one. I said, "Oh, just go fly it." And he gave it back to me, didn't have a scratch on it. I put my carrier, which I just put in the car, on the pavement or in the gravel in the parking lot, and it has some tape on the foam padding, and it picked up a 3/4 inch rock, and as I set it over the top,
Oh,
it went
no.
right through the wing.
Wow.
He
Yikes.
didn't do anything to it all weekend long, and I poked a hole in it, put it in the car.
Stuff happens.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Right.
You know Cha-Cha, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Cha-Cha, good to see you.
Doorbell rang and there he was, The bus schedule from Newark wasn't working to come out to Easton, which is about an hour and 20-minute ride. And so I had to hop in the car and blast down there and pick him up.
How long of a drive is that for you?
About an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh,
Although I
okay.
think I made it this time in about an hour and 10 minutes. I was really wailing down 78. If you go on 78, you go 75 miles an hour, you get run over.
Yeah.
Could have picked him up on your Hayabusa.
Yeah, I wish I still had that. That would have been fun.
You'd have made it in about a half an hour.
Yeah, or less.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know if you'd like that ride back, but
Hey, I just want to let you know on Monday I was pretty sore, so I bailed out. you had people on. I bailed out. I had to get some ice on my ankle and get it elevated pretty good. So I disappeared.
That's all right.
By the by, did you hear that John Hill will not be at the Nationals, the event director?
I did not.
Well, he apparently is in the hospital.
Really?
Frank McMillan this morning, and he's in the hospital. And but Derek Berry picked up the slack. He's going to take over with Frank Williams, and they're going to take care of it. Derek's done it before, so and John had everything ready, so it's not going to be a problem.
Is Derek still going to fly?
I guess it's all right. It's not jumping, so you know. I mean, in this situation, of course we'll let him fly. I mean, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be judging. Standing out there in the heat for 5-6 hours.
Been there, done that, like 12 times.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No, I'm gonna bring my cooler so I can have.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry.
Oh yeah, right, sure.
It's a dry.
I remember the day at VSC when we got up and it was like cold. It was like, I don't know, 30 degrees in Tucson. Normally it's 85 degrees that time of year. And everybody's complaining about the cold. And Billy walks by this group of guys that were complaining. And he says, yeah, but it's a dry cold.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother Billy. 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Not living where he lived.
He's out every day with the horses and that.
I still haven't got used to that weather. I like the 100-degree heat, but I want the desert heat. It's different.
Yeah, it is. But you got to stay hydrated. You don't know you're losing water out there, you know.
Oh yeah. If you ain't peeing every hour, you got something wrong.
Yeah.
Need to drink.
Yeah, I miss Tucson. I haven't been there in a number of years.
Well, it's not really that hot there compared to where I'm from.
Not enough. Of course, it was in March, so it wasn't that bad. It was only, it got up to 90 one day in March out there.
Yeah. Where I, originally came from, 131 in the shade.
Wow. Where'd you come from?
The Salton Sea.
Oh, yeah. Below sea level.
Yes, 210 foot below sea level. It's the only inland sea in the United States. In 1903, the All-American Canal went on a rampage and dammed up the Sea of Cortez. And the Salton Sink ended up becoming the Salton Sea because it dammed it off. And all the farmers from Indio and Coachella and the Imperial Valley irrigating from the All-American Canal, there's no place for that water to go because it's below sea level. So it just started filling up and filling up and filling up. And it became so high that everybody left. Now that everybody's left and they've started rationing water in California, it started to dry out. Well, now the governor's talking about a health hazard because the paya, which is ground up shells from the ocean, get blown up into dust and go all the way to Los Angeles and giving everybody asthma.
Unbelievable.
Dead fish. We had great fish in there. We had croaker, corvina, and sargo. And then these brilliant guys figured, well, we'll put in some tilapia. And the tilapia overpowered everything else and killed everything off. And that's all I got in there now is tilapia.
Oh man, and I love Corvina.
Oh, they're great.
I used to, when I lived in Panama, I'd get that Panamanian Corvina. That stuff. Ceviche.
Did you know they got pearls behind their eyes?
They go
No.
what?
Yeah, when you catch them, they got one bone in them, and you fillet them and pull the backbone out, and it tastes like lobster. It's great stuff. And if you hit it, the thing with a hammer just right in the eye socket, there'll be a rock that comes out from behind his eye that's a pearl. It's a trip. They make jewelry out of
Is
it.
that where the term pearl vision came from?
Maybe. How they navigate. And have you ever seen this? You ever seen a fish with a tongue? Think about it.
Cool.
Yeah, they got a tongue, like a person.
That's weird.
The things you'll learn on the chat.
You ever catch them, Ed?
I was on the Navy pier when they were spearing them
Yeah,
and stuff, and I never paid attention.
yeah.
He
You
would
ate 'em,
fillet
though.
it. He would fillet it and give us a piece of it and take it home and eat it the next day.
Wow.
They're anywhere between 15 and 30 pounds.
Wow.
Mm.
Making me hungry.
They fight like hell too.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy speared right on the dock there on the little landing. I think he said it was 14 pounds.
Yeah.
And man, did he have trouble with it, getting it up out of the water.
Wow.
I don't have any pictures to bring up, but you can pull up the Salton Sea and see guys holding a row. You know, they put them on a stringer, a big row of fish that are 2.5 foot long. They're anywhere between 16 and 18 pounds. They're just huge.
Knowing Sparky the way I do, if he caught one of those at 14 pounds, he'd throw it back in because it's too heavy.
That's too small. I'm getting ready to give Dan some wood.
I'm sorry, Sparky. The shot was there. I took it.
That's all right. I got it drop.
This
Getting ready
fish
to
ain't
give
light enough.
Dan some wood, and it's all 6 pound and up. He said, "That's perfect." Okay, I ain't using it.
I think 6 pound wood, put it through my drum sander and make it usable.
Yeah, well,
I was showing Cha-Cha the whole routine downstairs with the drum sander and all that stuff, you know.
did you make your drum sander?
No, I bought it from the Jet. I bought a really nice Jet drum sander.
And how?
It'll hold nominally 2,000 side to side and end to end on a piece of 3 by 36.
3 by 36. So yeah, it'll do a lot of wood. And what grit sandpaper do you sand with? 220, 180?
Yeah, one, maybe it is, it had I forgot what I put on it, but I put on something less than they had on it. Maybe it is 220. It really makes a right fine finish, you know. What I did was I took a platen. I made a platen and I ran that through first. And then I put an orientation mark on it. So I run it through the same way every time. So if there's any run out at all in the drum, it's taken up in the platen. So when I put the wood on the platen, it takes it down evenly.
I have the DeWalt planer, and it does a super job of planing wood, and it'll plane it down really good, but you get some snipe on the end of it.
Right. So the drum sander won't do that.
Right.
And you can take it down to less than a 30-second, no problem.
Make a lot of dust. You got a dust collection?
I got a dust collector. Yeah, I went to Harbor Freight and bought a dust collector system.
Yeah,
It works okay.
Noisy though.
Oh, it's very noisy.
You wear your earplugs around that thing.
Yeah. Very noisy.
Hey, Bob and Sparky there. I know, Bob, you were saying you might try to come to the expo.
I'm gonna try.
And stuff and that. So what I'll do is I'm gonna count your seat. What I'm trying to do is get a number of people that get a free admission to the dinner with Victoria Yeager.
Oh, now I'm definitely gonna come. I get a free meal.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to get a count, and then we're going
What's
to
the date again? What's the date?
August 8th and 9th, but the meal's on August 8th.
Mhm.
And what we're doing is I'm getting a count of those that come and help out and be there. You've get the meal because you're coming in from out of state, And but locally, there's a lot of people that want to come, so I'll be selling dinner tickets, and part of it is to help the foundation. So the seats are going to go for $100
Wow.
after I know the count of the people that that are going to be there. That you know that the expo pays for, and
Does
that.
Mark
Right,
get anything, does Mark get something special because he's coming in from another galaxy?
Yeah, yeah,
let me write
yeah,
this down.
yeah.
It's a long
So
commute in from Mars every day for him. You know?
yeah, so I know Sparky, you were kind of mentioning it. I know it doesn't quite follow exactly what you do, but it might be something a little different. And um, I just want to know about the count and that, so I don't sell too many other seats. The place will hold 200 people, and I think right now I've already got about 80 that the expo's paying for.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
But the place there that's you get that like what do you call it? AstroTurf to fly on?
yeah. Well, yes, but what we're doing though is using the ball diamonds with a little bit of uh, coroplast laid down to take off from,
Okay.
and that because
And
if you
pretty
take off
well
from
mowed
the
outfield will be mowed pretty well so you can land on it. You know.
no, they keep it not they keep it too high for our requirements and that. So I mean, you'd have to worry about anything that could rip out a gear. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
we
tiger-
use it all the time. The scale guys use it, but those are a little bit more beefier on the gear and stuff.
yeah.
And um, and we wanted to not take off on the dirt because you know it was just a little bit of abrasive
Yeah.
and that.
So we got a place to fly and we can land there, right?
Oh yeah, it's 3 baseball circles,
Okay, so give me the dates again.
August 8th and 9th.
8th and
It's-
9th of August,
Yeah, it's a Friday and a Saturday.
AUG. Okay, and the location is
If you look up Bridgeport, West Virginia Sports Complex.
VRID,
I'll probably come out with Mark.
Port, West Virginia Sports Complex.
And we'll have a couple of golf carts. So not you'll be able to do sitting if you need to.
How about it?
Wow.
If I can get somebody else to go with me, I'll go. But
Yeah,
Huh?
he'd be really good at that. He could talk about, technical stuff.
right, I'll talk to him and I'll let you know ASAP. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
keep you hanging.
Yeah,
he'd be great.
and that. So you know, I'll put a hotel room. I'll put you on the hotel list and on the meal ticket list.
And how much are the hotel rooms?
If you're coming, Sparky, there'll be no charge.
Oh boy.
This is getting better and better.
Yeah. We
Same
got
with you,
food
Bob.
that
Same
way.
with you, Bob.
Like I said, I'll probably stay with Mark.
8 to 9.
Cool.
Let me,
Well, I'll tell you what, we're not going to stay on real long tonight because we got to get up early in the morning, and I got a couple things yet to do. But we wanted to come on and say hi.
yeah, but we might just do an hour tonight because it doesn't look like many people are coming on at all.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me get.
They're out there blowing their fingers off with fireworks.
I interviewed a guy. That's
West
what
Virginia Sports Complex directions.
I interviewed a guy that had got his airframe and power plant license, and he was missing a hand because of that.
Wow.
He thought he had a dud and waited and went to pick it up, and when he picked it up to throw it in the creek, it went kabang.
I don't mess around with fireworks.
141 miles.
Never have.
How many miles, Sparky?
541. It'll take me 9 hours and 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
That's less than my trip to Muncie, so.
If I can get Dan or Steve or maybe Mark, I don't know.
I'll be going through West Virginia in the morning there, Ed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Out 70.
9 hours, 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, way up there by through Wheeling. Okay, gotcha.
At the top of the hill there, when you get into, what's that first big town in Ohio? There's a big complex of.
Oh,
eateries.
yeah,
St. Clairsville?
that sounds right.
Yeah, there's a Cracker Barrel there I go to every year.
So you're right by Brodax then.
Yeah,
Wait,
just an hour south of Brodak.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
It's not where I thought it was. I thought it was somewhere else. Anyway, down southern, wherever West Virginia goes. You know, like when they say, well, it's Huntersville. Well, Huntersville on the map don't look like it's that far, but it's a long damn ways. It's a 12-hour ride, 13 hours.
Well, you know, it's West Virginia. It's almost heaven.
Yeah. I'm gonna just ask Bob Denver.
John
Yeah.
Denver, not Bob
John
Denver.
Denver.
Bob Denver was on Gilligan's
Well,
Island.
he lived here too. He lived here too. Yeah, he lived in the mountains there his last years. I met his wife.
Bob Denver's?
Yep. Or
John
yeah.
Denver.
Yep. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry.
Ginger.
I'm thinking of Gilligan. Who's that?
Bob Denver.
Yeah, Bob Denver. I met his wife, and her and Homer Hickam was doing a book thing, and they were at the school, so I was with them at the school, and then at the book that they
Wow.
had at the mall sale at the mall.
Mm. Mm.
Anybody know when? I wish iPad would come on. I need to know when his contest is, because we're kind of committed to his contest already. I don't.
Who's that?
Joe Gilbert.
Oh,
See, it's just around contest area. I'm not sure where when our contest is here in St. Louis, the Broken Arrow or the Oklahoma contest. I'll see what I can do. I mean, it's not really that far. It's only 9 hours away.
okay, guys, we're gonna head out. We're gonna get some sleep, and I still got a couple of things I got to get ready to go. So,
All right.
Yeah.
battery
Yeah.
charger buttoned up, and
I'll do a little more loading tonight and just dump it in the morning at 5 o'clock.
we'll have a safe trip.
You had a safe
Yeah,
trip
guys.
too. Yeah.
See you soon.
Be good, guys.
Yeah.
Good night.
Night.
Well, Gary, do you want to hold it open, or should we end it at 8 o'clock, 10 minutes, or what?
What are you gonna do? I mean, I can.
You know, I figured it was a 4th of July and it'd be kind of slow, but I didn't realize it'd be this slow.
Yeah.
Not a hit on you, Ed, but you came in, what, 45 minutes after we started, and Bob came in a half an hour after we started, and Gary came in 20 minutes after we started.
Yeah. Yeah, I was busy in that, and actually it's like, oh my golly, it's already after 8 o'clock.
And see,
And,
you know, I was debating whether to have it because it's a holiday.
I was
But-
wondering, I sat down and looked and I saw where you had the link. So it's like, okay, well, let me get out there.
Well, the reason I did is because if I didn't, somebody'd be on the phone to me, where is it? Now they can't say, where is it? Because we had it. Where
Yeah.
were you?
Well, the only thing I was going to bring up was John was talking about using like silk span prior to monocoat and that. So what I did was, you could see, but the light silk span, they suggest you put it on dry. And originally I always put everything on wet, and so good thing I did a bottom portion of the center section because that was a real pain in the neck, wetting light silk span and trying to get it to lay properly.
Who is they?
And that
Who
putting
is-
on wet.
Yeah, who is they that says not to put it on wet?
Oh, that's what says on the Brodak thing.
Because I'll guarantee you, I put it on wet.
That
Yes.
yeah, but how do you on a solid surface, how do you keep the wrinkles out?
You're not more water. You're using the dope.
Yeah.
You're using the water. Watch my video. You use the
I
water.
did.
Use the water to hold it down,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then pull all the wrinkles out of it, and then go back over and dope it down.
I didn't use enough water then.
That's right. And if, on the wings, lay it on the wing. I spray the crap out of it. It's sopping wet, and you just pull it until all the wrinkles are out, and then dope
Yeah.
it down around the perimeter. And
Yeah,
let
well,
it.
I didn't wet it enough because it tried to tear on me when I
Yeah.
was grabbing the overhang
Yeah.
and that. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, I did it each way and got it decent enough and
There's
that.
no
So,
wrinkles in it, right?
there were a few, and I slid them with a knife and did a little bit of sanding, and then laid dope on there, several coats of dope, and then just went over the area to where they're literally, you could see them, but they're not there when you feel them. You know, they're
won't-
gone.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
And even if you got a hole somewhere, if you just tear a patch a quarter or half inch bigger, let's say you got a hole that big around,
Yeah.
tear a patch that big around and make sure all the edges are torn, lay it over there, and then, dope the edges down, and then pull it tight, or wet it and pull it tight, and then dope it down. You can't see where you repaired it.
Yeah. No, I've always was silk and fiberglass before, so and the silk span was many, many, many years ago. So, but yeah, not bad. I like the way the monocoat did those stick on this bottom of the center section
To the silk
And
span.
on the silk span. Yeah,
You gonna
it
do
had
the wings too?
about 2 coats. Pardon me.
You gonna do the wings too?
I originally was going to do the wings the separate colors. That's why I did silk span. But right now, I'm just going to cover it all in red and then put the white stripes on.
Okay.
Because,
you are going to cover the silk span with monocoat.
yep,
Yeah, Norm Whittle has been doing that for years. It looks great.
yeah. And originally I was going to do the red and white in pieces. But when it comes to the fuselage, and I have to have a stripe down the middle of the fuselage and a ring around the cowl. I didn't know Cali Graphics probably couldn't make that happen for me. So I didn't think if I had her make the stripes for me in white and my monocoat white, how much that would match.
Now, Alan Brickhouse had an article. I've done it too myself on the Sorcerer. You can paint on monocoat. You got to use
Yeah.
Rust-Oleum. And you you tape your graphic out, steel wool it and get some tooth on it, and then spray it with Rust-Oleum. That'd be fine.
Mm.
It's not a 20-pointer. It's not going to be
Right. No, this is, don't get closer than 10 feet.
No,
It looks
it's a
fine.
10-footer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was more experimental than that. So, yeah.
What does Kelly Graphics charge you to do that stuff?
Well, all the other stuff has always been in about a $30 price range, $20 to $30, depending on the size of the aircraft. And they're not, they're 35 size aircraft and that, or smaller. My RC stuff would have been probably closer to 40 some.
Too cheap. Whatever. I just did a set of graphics for a guy. I don't do graphics. I mean, I didn't want to get involved with that, but I charged him $100
Yeah.
for 3 sets of numbers. So he had AMA and his number 3 times, and a name a couple of times, and I mean it was a shit
Well,
heavy piece, but
yeah, I think I started using Kelly Graphics 10 years ago,
yeah,
and there was hardly anything on her site. And she's done so many aircraft now that there's a good chance that it's something that she's already made the files for, and all she's got to do is change the size.
yeah. Where's she out of?
I want to say New Mexico. Yeah.
Well, I charged $100 because I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I told the guy that originally, the guy that I did it for, that recommended me to do that, that look, I'm doing it for you, but don't tell anybody. And he ended up accidentally telling this guy. And
Well, she might be giving me a good price because, like I said, I dealt with her when she might have had 6 airplanes on her site, and now there's you just pick what you want to look at: World War I, World War II, civilian jets.
sounds like they're lighting artillery shells off out there now.
Yeah, I'm getting. My place will get noisy here in a few. It starts
Hey.
right after 9 my time, which is in just a few minutes.
It'll be a war zone out there. We had it so thick with smoke on our street you couldn't see down the block.
Days.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Stuart is sitting outside.
Yep.
It's still daylight.
It's not snowing tonight, so we're okay.
No.
So where are you at in Canada? Alberta?
No, Ontario. Right, I'm like 2 minutes from Lake Erie.
So north of Michigan.
Yep, right across from Ohio, Cleveland.
Well, Ontario's on the other side. They're the ones that are the rebels, I guess.
So how far from Toronto there, Stuart?
3
Oh,
hour. 3 hour
Okay,
drive.
it's quicker to you to come through Michigan, right?
Oh yeah, if I go, yeah,
Okay,
I'm an hour from Detroit.
okay, I got you.
I've been to Canada one time, one load. I was working for Snyder. We delivered in Windsor. So that's it. I'm not going back there again. Auto parts.
Well, we have to stop and go through the 10 questions now, and that we were going up there and years ago, and you needed X amount of paperwork because you're coming to work on an aircraft. So we had all the processes in place. We had the customer do all that stuff, and we get up there and they changed the process.
Jeez.
And so he wouldn't let us in and he kicked us out. And so after that, every time my guys go up there, we have to go in and go through the whole thing. So, and then the Canadian customers that we were helping couldn't get anybody to do it. And so now it's just to where it's so much of a pain. They have difficulties in getting their aircraft fixed. If it's a U.S. registered aircraft, it's no problem. We have all the documentation.
Yeah, but if you guys keep it up and refuse to work on those airplanes, they will relax the regulations because the airplanes won't work, because those people will start complaining to the government and say, hey, we got to
Yeah.
get these planes fixed.
Yeah. Well, and they have good, they're saying, well, why can't we fix it? And it's like, well, you know what? You have to ask internally that, because nobody was available. That's why we're coming up and stuff. And the companies were great to work with. Really had good times with them.
I would say, yeah, go for it. Fix it. See what you get.
Well, that's just like now, since I'm European authorized, I have to have a safety management system in place to keep my European certification. And when you look at what it's talking about is what are you doing to make things safe? We already do all that stuff, but it's a special program that you have to have that you won't know whether they like it until they come in and they can reject your approval on the spot.
So what could possibly be different than, let's say, the military? We had shadow boxes, we had non-spark souls. I mean, what could be different? How much safer can you be?
Right. Right.
I mean, if you don't find the
Exactly.
tool, the airplane doesn't fly till the box is full. Pretty simple.
Well, that's something they're mandating, but my understanding is a lot of U.S. companies are not are surrendering their certificates. So we'll see if that really happens. It's by the end of the year.
It's
See, they
pretty
don't have
common
something
sense.
universal. That's what they need, probably, right, Ed? They need
Well,
something universal that can be used in any country.
yeah, but
You
the
have
thing
one
is
system that everybody can adapt, that can use it, and that's the way they go.
they come out with here's what we're looking for. But some of the stories I've heard is them not liking exactly the way you did it. So in the U.S., they would give you a letter and saying, well, you need to straighten this out and this out. So I don't know. So far, they've been really good to work with. So we'll just press on. We've got our program just about done. But once again, it's like I had to do an engine change in Idaho in the snow. So so internally, we said, how are we going to do this safe? And then we said, okay, we built the tent, we got a heater for it, and it took more time, and we did it. So we literally did what they're looking at for you to do, but it's got to be documented and showing that you're continually doing it as a company, which
Yeah.
companies do, because you don't want to get in trouble with safety.
Well, you don't want to freeze to death either.
No.
Pretty. All this is pretty common sense, if you ask me.
Be a little hard for the mechanics to work, yeah, like when their hands are too cold.
You can't pick up the nuts.
Yeah.
You shadow box everything, right?
Oh yeah, and I've done it way before a lot of my competition did.
Right.
And in fact, everybody was taking pictures of what we did on our boxes and stuff.
How it worked in the Navy was, let's say that I was going to replace an actuator or something along those lines in an airplane. And depending on the actuator, let's say it was an actuator for a stabilator or a flap or whatever, they would have a specific box just for that job. It had every tool needed to do that job. And you check it out of the tool room, the tool crib, you sign for it, you go do the job, you put all the tools back in the box. And if there was anything missing there, that
the airplane was grounded.
Yeah, doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Makes you get back out there and find it.
Yep. Yeah. We started in the Air Force of that as I was getting out in the mid 70s and stuff, where they were going to that. So. But,
and then, of course, the Boondockers. Did you ever see The Man from Locks?
The Man from Locks.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube, but it's a watered down version. You know what happens when hydraulic fluid or whatever gets exposed to liquid oxygen, right?
Yeah, kabang.
Yeah, spontaneous combustion.
Yeah.
Well, they had an AMH, which is a hydraulic guy, helping an ADJ, which is a jet engine guy. And they went up there and pulled the release valve, and this guy, his blouse got filled with oil, some type of oil. And somehow they disconnected a liquid oxygen bottle, and he smoked it. Just turned him into a potato chip. And they show him laying on the stretcher, and he was still alive. He didn't make it. That's how bad he was burned.
Days. Well, back in the 70s, the Air Force just showed us liquid oxygen and hitting it with a piece of metal and the explosion.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
People don't realize that an airplane, a military jet, is the most dangerous when it's sitting there by itself, not running. Those red lines are painted on those trailing edges and leading edges in the the flaps or slats or whatever you call it, for a reason. Because pressure change, you might get your fingers cut off.
Yep. Mm,
Yeah, I paid attention. These are dangerous.
yeah. Yeah. I helped out everybody except for egress. I wasn't thrilled about ejection seats. I knew
Yeah.
I needed 7 pins in to be safe.
We had a Martin Baker 00 ejection seat in the F-14, and I used to sit in them, but the pins were in them. You know, they didn't scare me. I didn't work around the cockpit much. I worked on the outside of the airplane. I was a painter of gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corrosion control is what I did. And you wouldn't,
Mm.
well, you know, because you were in the military and you're working on airplane, how many corrosion things there are.
Oh, there's a ton. Yeah.
Dissimilar, intergranular, surface. I think the most thing that we fixed on F-14s was working rivets. They were always moving. You know, you get a brand new airplane and you paint it, and you after they fly it, bring it down, and after they've stressed it, you could see that rivet had a ring around it that it had moved. And so we take a flat brush, put tape on each side, take one of them flap wheels on an air drill it, and then put on some mil-spec brown goop, and then spray over the top of it.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, we had an F-18 come in to show the pilots in training here, and we we were talking to them, and if you look at the radome, where they look like the paint or the surface protection on the radome looked like it was hot and kind of just wrinkled towards the back. And he says, "Yeah, well, when we go supersonic, that's what it does to it."
Hmm.
So it's like, geez.
You ever standing in front of that radome and you feel hot, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're instantly cooked.
Yep.
I don't know what radar the F-18 had. It. We had AUG-9, which is old technology. A thing that used to impress me the most, and I didn't work on those and didn't paint them, didn't touch them, was the Phoenix missiles. $1 million a piece.
Mm.
That just baffled me. You know, they're hanging 3-4 missiles under that thing at $1 million a piece and shooting them off and like it's nothing.
Yeah, I was on alert duty, and we had AIM 7s and AIM 9s, and on an F-4, between the two forward AIM 7 missiles was the oxygen bottle, and I needed to bring it down to go get it serviced. And when I pulled it down, a quick disconnect broke and started spraying liquid oxygen on the missile. I just took off running.
Yeah, not good.
I wasn't waiting around to see what would happen. Scared the heck out of me.
If an F-4 ain't leaking, or if it ain't dripping oil, you're out of oil. And things are bad. They were junk.
Well, I mean, if you look at the early jet turbojet engines and stuff, and even some of the turbofans, a lot of the airliners had to watch where they put their aircraft on routes because they would run out of oil before they'd run out of fuel.
Yeah.
And stuff.
The J-57.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
J-57.
Well, and I'm looking at some JT8s, JT9s, also the later ones.
Yeah. The 57s are in the B-52s. I think they were in the 747s. They were in a couple other, they were in, matter of fact, I think the SR-71 engine is a modified J-57. Because it's partially scramjet.
Yeah.
Because I just was watching a thing on it, and I can't remember what motor that was, but
Well, I was in the hangar with them when I was at England, and I flew RC planes with I believe the guys had the contract were Lockheed at the time, and so I could go down to the SR hangar while they were doing stuff on it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, beautiful airplane. That thing was designed a million years ago, 55. Isn't that when it first took flight, 55?
Well, I just remember seeing stuff about it in the early '60s.
Yeah.
So, Stuart was showing his airplane, and Stuart, I don't know if you saw this, but this
Let
is
me make it big.
this is a half A airplane that's
Electric?
electric. I'm
Okay.
waiting for the decals.
Looks good.
It's 200 square. It's supposed to be 049, flyer. And right now, I've got a wheel to add here. In graphics, I'm at 11.1 ounces, and it's got the battery in. I got the timer on to show what it looked like.
What size battery do you put in that?
800 milliamp, 3S.
Yep.
So we'll see. Pat Johnson, one of his designs and stuff.
It should be good.
Yeah. So I was wanting to have it ready for Brodak, but got delayed in getting it done.
Now that you're big, show us your other airplane so I can inspect it.
Oh, okay. Stand by.
Yeah, it turned out good. What
See,
do
I
you use
put,
for fillets?
pardon me,
What did you use for fillets?
for filler?
Fillet. Fuselage to wing joint?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
I cut the balsa and I taped it, and I had to put a bead of about a 1/16 of an inch of that blue Bondo stuff.
Okay, that's super fill. That's real
Super
aircraft
fill, yeah.
stuff.
And that was the only place. The nice thing about a Corsair is you over here you're past 90 degrees, so there's not required. No drag once you get past 90 degrees. And that. So, and then
Is that got double dihedral in it? Anhedral and then dihedral? It certainly does.
yep.
I've seen one of them fly at the Nats. It flew
That
good.
angle looks better.
Now what's really nice is and I had to let Parker know at Brodak, they changed the tubes to build the wing, and you can build the whole wing on the double tube system, whereas originally they built half the wing on tubes and the other half on tubes, and then you mated them together and you had to watch how you mated it. Whereas this, you built the whole wing, and up to the tips, and it just stays in alignment.
I don't know how many people on here know, but do you know why that the wing is like that?
Yeah, because of the prop.
Prop size.
Yeah, the prop size and what the gear would have to be.
I just learned that a couple of weeks ago when they had a show of warbirds.
Do you know why the canopy sits behind the wing?
No, that one I don't know. Fuel
Because
tank?
the pilots couldn't see the deck coming in because the attitude, nose up, they were used to
yeah.
the front, so they moved them to the back so they could watch the deck when they hit the carrier.
Oh, yeah. When they hit the carrier.
Well, and the British were the ones that had to show us how to land them.
Yeah.
And that they the British did two changes. One of them was the design of the wingtip, helped the stall characteristic, and something else. Oh, and the circling pattern where you keep it in.
Right.
You're just keeping it in your whole time. A constant turn towards the carrier.
Coming into the slot, the groove. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube or something about that.
Yeah.
How they kind of come in when on a circle.
Joe gave me a ride in his A9 or whatever the heck that thing is he's got. I don't know. He always turning the trim.
Oh, the RV,
RV. RV. You cannot see where the hell you're going. You're at an attitude like that, and so he trims it up, trims the tail up. Now we can see where we're going, but half the time we're flying, you can't see where you're going. You got to look around the cow. Or at least I do, because I'm short. You know, maybe he didn't, but it's kind of spooky.
Yep, I hear the boom booms outside here.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
going off over here. You'll think
Nothing
there's
here.
a war zone going on out there in a minute.
Oh, Stuart, let me put this back on. I took the Brodak Corsair and
Hold on.
modified it. And I had to change the vertical fin. Well,
Oops.
oops.
First, it gets a rounded top on it, right?
Oh, and it broke. Well,
Oh, no.
I'll have to glue that back on. A little peg there I had. Anyway. So I had to change the rudder, vertical fin. They basically took a standard Corsair rudder and they had to put a sub rudder on it because of the torque. And then they made the vertical fin. They just added and made the vertical fin taller. But when you look at the original aircraft, you can see the original rudder and vertical, and they added this piece. And on this one, this is a trim tab rudder
Oh, okay.
that has to be used.
I was digging around on my stuff. Now, it's been quite a while since I built a Thunderbolt, but this came from my 05 Thunderbolt. So this is 20 years old. I got one on the one that's hanging on the wall there, but I'm probably going to save this in case I ever decide to build this airplane again. But this is an ultralight rudder assembly. This thing is super light. It's nice.
Now, is that
It's hollow. I take it it's hollow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you had to carve that out and then place the two pieces together?
Actually, it is not hollow.
Oh, okay.
This is not hollow because I just looked at it and this is not laminate, but this was extra the wood we used to get. It doesn't weigh a quarter ounce. It's nothing.
Well, that's what I did. I built a new rudder. I built a new rudder, and when I went to weigh it compared to Brodak's supplied in the kit, my hollow one weighed more than the one from Brodak's kit.
Right.
It was like, and the wood I had wasn't bad, but.
Well, it all depends on the wood you get. Now, John and I, we did experiments. If you ever watched the Saturday at John's, and I have built stabilizers that were 1.25 ounces. You know, a stabilizer elevator, 1.25 ounces, but you can't use them. It's too damn flimsy. Okay, so we're going to add some more. We'll add some skin to it. So you add the 16th to it. It comes up to, let's say, 2.25 ounces. But if you take a solid piece of wood, of super good wood, you can get it down to 2 ounces, solid.
Yeah.
You know, so what's the sense of building it up if you can get good wood?
Yeah.
That's why Danny and myself we're all thinking about how to do this and eliminate balsa wood because we can't get it no more.
3D print.
It's too heavy.
Yeah, I know. Someday they might get it right.
Well, you know, and even some of the foam. I mean, some of the foam just depends on what you're trying to make. As
Do you
far
ever-
as
You guys ever watch? He's a friend of mine in England. Little History.
no,
He has
haven't heard.
taken 1/32 plastic airplanes and made them RC and try to make them fly. I don't believe he's ever flown one, but he sure cut the shit out of his hand. Somewhere on my channel, there's a video of him starting that engine on the bench and the airplane jumping off the bench and cutting the crap out of his hand, you know, because them little electric motors are powerful.
Oh yeah.
And but he did make it roll around. I don't know. He's a cool guy. He's been on the channel before. Little History.
So you said he's making it out of
He takes a Revell 137 or whatever, Revell kit, model kit, plastic models, and puts RC servos in them.
Oh, I see.
And electric motors and batteries and shit. And he's thinking this is going to fly. He said, hey, it's not going to fly. It's too damn heavy.
Yeah. One of the guys is doing he's putting one together. RC. Now, I don't know how he's been experimenting and see how light he can make it in some ways. So we'll see what happens, what he comes up with.
Boy, one of them bombs just went off and rattled the windows here.
The war's on.
But I think we're going to end it in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody must be at the Nats.
Yeah.
No, they're not at the Nat yet. That didn't
Just
start till
holiday
Monday.
weekend for you guys, right?
yeah.
That's what it is.
We're having the 4th of July. Everybody's blowing shit up.
Yeah.
The American way, blow shit up on the 4th of July. Eat a hot dog.
Yeah, some of those fireworks displays are pretty amazing.
Yeah, we're going to have one here in a minute. I'm sure they're going to start lighting them off because that was a huge explosion just a minute ago.
Boy, it's a nice night here. Just still.
Here too. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
hot. It's just really
Here
nice. I went flying today and gonna go tomorrow too.
Talked to Len lately?
Yep. Yeah, he was there today flying.
Oh, what the heck's wrong with him? How come he don't come on no more?
I don't know. He's just I don't know. He's backed away from some stuff. I don't know. He's not doing the competition stuff as much. He's still flying. He's always building. I don't think he'll ever quit that. But I don't know. He's a great help though with me. That's for sure.
How's this super tagger running that I sent him liners for?
In what? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I sent him super tagger 60 liners.
Oh, I don't know what he's got that in or I'm not sure what plane he's got it in or what he's doing. He's got so many bloody planes. It's like, it's crazy. Basement's full of them.
Yeah, this place is full of them. I got to sell some.
So it's,
If I want to keep building, I either got to start burning or selling. 'Cause I'm out of room.
oh, Len's running a competition in 2 weeks up here. So should be good 2 days. Hopefully we get good weather for it.
Tell him to come back and say hello to us. I think he's mad at us.
Yeah. Yeah. They can drop in and say hi.
Ask him if he's mad at us.
So I'll tell him
I
Put
guess
it-
because I teased him once too many about Canada.
It'll maybe he'll pop in one of these days.
It's all a joke. All right. Well, I'm going to end this. 8:30.
Yeah, I need to take care of some stuff. I gotta leave the house early tomorrow also.
All right.
So good
Yeah.
luck to everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
All righty.
Alrighty, we'll see you later then.
All
Yeah.
right.
Cheers,
For you guys-
everybody.
For you
Bye.
guys watching on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe and become a member. We got some great things coming out after the Nats. That's all I can tell you for now. So until we see you again,